and salutations, it's me, Sal. Welcome back to 2 Cents Toys, and today I'm going to do a time-lapse Gundam build. I haven't built Gunpla in a very long time, probably 20 years. It was close to maybe the last time I did it, so clearly building the Zaku II. I'm not sure which order the videos are coming out in, but I also have the Gundam Universe version, so you'll see both of these in both videos. Again, don't know what order they're coming out in. This is kind of like a part one almost of a three-part series because I have plans for this. This is kind of part one. We're going to build it and go over it and compare it. Part two and three probably won't be out anytime soon because it's a little more involved than what I normally do. This came from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks, something like that. You can see we have this lovely kind of artwork here on the front, some stuff here on the back with Japanese that I can't read. That's one side, that's the other. And this is another, which kind of shows you all the different things that it can do and all that kind of stuff. And that's the bottom, in case you're curious. I'm just going to get it open. It'll be a time lapse, so you can watch and listen to some music. Copyright free, of course. Very quickly, here's the two Zaku side by side. You can see a very noticeable size difference between the two. Clearly not in the same scale, or maybe they are the same scale and this one's just much bigger. I don't know. For anyone who may be looking at the model kits to kind of for like army building or something like that, it won't work. And weirdly, the model has better articulation, I think. It's fairly evident in the elbows. It's also pretty evident in leaning forward, though you really can't tell from your angle. Having kind of pseudo butterfly joints, of course, is an advantage, where it's kind of just a hinge that comes out of the body, but at least they're there. Also, utilizing the rubber skirt allows it to kick forward a lot further. So just some of the advantages. For more height comparisons, there's Rayman Tim, there's Gigan. I have no idea what line he's from, but next to Chewbacca, next to Rokondo, next to one of the Visionaries, next to a Final Faction. So some of the things I did in that time lapse, I did my typical kind of mock weathering with model building. I basically take a Gundam marker, I fill in gaps, I rub it in, makes it look a little bit dirty without having to do a complete wash, and fills in the lines a little bit. I opted to use the rubber skirt for optimum leg movement. There's a hard plastic skirt that you can construct, the advantage of that being that there are peg holes for all the weapons for storage. I have plans for him anyway. Speaking of the weapons and comparisons, you can see the drastic size difference between the two hatchets, tomahawks, axes, whatever you want to call them. And the axe is just too big to fit in the hand, so you probably won't be doing that. You could probably take this hand apart and it could hold right here in this gap, or right here in this gap, maybe, but that's entirely up to you. And the two machine guns, very similar in design, obviously, but there are some differences. Like you can cock the scope off to the side, it is movable, and the handle, of course, is still present in both of them, and there's a front sight on this where there's not one on this. Gundam Universe figure opted to not give us the color plate on the back of the hands where the model kit did. So I'm assuming you could probably paint that on your own if you really wanted to, or they might all use the same hands. I really don't know. And that's really all I got for today. For $20, it's not bad. Again, it's not meant to supplant or be really added, I guess, to the Gundam Universe line. I mean, you could, since he's smaller, you wouldn't have to put him as far back in a display to do some forced perspective, kind of like what I'm doing right now. There's going to be at least a part 2. I think I said a trilogy at first, but there's definitely a part 2, maybe 3, I don't know yet. But I didn't really do too much in the way of weathering or painting, customizing, because he's going to get a lot of that in the next video. I'm really looking forward to that. Probably by the end of the year or early next year is when you can expect to see those, because it's going to be a while, especially when I have planned. It's my first time doing something like that, so I'm going to have to do some dry runs and all that. But anyway, let me know what you think down below about the Gundam models versus the Gunpla, as people like to say, versus the figures. If it's something that you do, something that you're into, and all that kind of jazz. Which Gundam did you watch first, or do you even like Gundam? If it's your first time on the channel today and like what you saw, then all that asks is that you click like on the video and subscribe to the channel. That's a great way to help me out, and I very much appreciate it when you do. And I do thank you all for stopping by and spending some time with me today. So, until next time, I'm Salty, signing off.